Hey, what's up YouTube? Romel here from Mini Arms Depot and welcome back. Thank you again for being here on the channel. It's been a while since I've made my last video, but I think I'm going to have more videos coming out here on a regular basis, so stay tuned. For this video, I decided to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do some kit bashing. And so what I have here is a custom kit bash figure, custom version of a Navy Special Ops Covert Ops Shipwreck action figure, basically just made out of Firefly parts and then some of our custom parts, which I will show you guys here in a few minutes. And then obviously we're going to be using the boil and pop method, which is my favorite way of doing it, on how to remove the body parts and all of that good stuff. So stick around, let's do some kit bashing and let's have some fun. Let's get right down to it. So real quick, let's go over some of the things that you're going to need for this build. Obviously, you're going to need your action figures, and for this one, I decided to go ahead and use Firefly. I really like the black, gray, and white color scheme that he has going on here. And basically, I'm going to swap out his head and his neck with Shipwreck, and that is how we're going to create Covert Ops Navy Special Force Shipwreck, right? So I actually wanted to use Firefly's original neck piece, but unfortunately I think it doesn't match with the head for Shipwreck over here. I think the peg is a little too big or a little too small, so I decided to just go ahead and swap out the neck piece as well, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And of course, we will be using the boil and pop method for this build, which is my favorite way of dismembering the pieces. And that just sounds so wrong, and I'm not going to call it that. But it's basically my favorite way to remove the parts off the action figures and how I do my kit bashing. So, yeah. And then obviously you need Shipwreck. We're going to use his head and his neck piece. And then for the accessories, this is our latest release that's also going to be coming out on our eBay and Etsy store starting tomorrow, or at least by Friday. This is our tactical harness, and it comes in 3 different other colors, but I'm going to go ahead and use our black and gray version. And this is made out of flex rubber material, so very, very flexible. There's a lot of play to it, right? Yeah, and I think it goes really well with the Firefly color scheme that he's got going on there. And I'll show you guys how to install all that after we remove the shoulders, the arms, and the torso, and the head, and all that good stuff. We're also going to have our custom tactical beanie. This is one of our latest creations as well. And this guy should be coming out by Friday as well on our Etsy and eBay store. And that just goes directly on the head. And then I have a sidearm pistol and holster, and also a knife sheath that will go on his left leg. These are actually Desert Snake Eyes Commandos accessories, and what I did is I just painted them black with our primer. And of course we use the Vallejo primer all the time for airbrushing, and I didn't even use an airbrush with this. I just took a little bit of the paint, took a little bit of a paintbrush, and then just brushed it on there by hand. Works great. And just colored them black, both at the same time, right? And then we also have, last but not least on the accessories, our tactical assault rifle with suppressor. This is a custom variant of the HNK 416 rifle, and this is already available on our Etsy and eBay store, so make sure you guys go check that out. There's also a different color for these. We do have the pure black one, we have a green one, and then also a brown desert tan color. And then speaking of recent releases that are going to be coming out for our weapon stack, or our inventory line for weapons, These are the M249 saw machine guns. That's also going to be coming out pretty soon here. Hopefully by Friday. We're going to have a brown tan color, highly detailed, everything else, and then also a black version color, standard green magazine color with the bullets coming out of there. And I'm sorry for my camera, it's not working really well. I really need to get one soon. I know I say that almost every video, but I never end up getting one. I promise to get one pretty soon here. So what else you're going to need? Obviously you're going to need your microwave safe or hot water safe Tupperware or container, because we're going to be putting the hot water in there to boil or heat up our action figure, and that's how we're going to remove the parts. And then also what I like to do, sometimes I don't need it, but most of the times I don't. I just use my bare hands. I take up pliers and then I wrap the teeth with painter's tape. And the reason for that is so that I can grab the pieces just like so without damaging the paint on the surface of the body part here, right? So I sometimes need it when I have to take the neck piece out because it's just so stubborn in there. But I've never had to do that for a very long time. And I think the trick is to just leave the action figure in there longer than usual. Sometimes I only end up leaving it in there for about 30 seconds to a minute, which is sometimes more than enough, but a lot of times it's not. So just leave it in there much longer, wait for the plastic to really soften up, and then you should be able to just yank them out by hand. But we'll see how it goes. If I need this, I'm going to go ahead and use it. But yeah, it's a nice thing to have handy for you. Then of course you're going to need some paper towels to dry off your action figure before we install the tactical harness. Okay, so these guys, they're painted as well, and even though we put a ton of varnish on here for protection, it's still acrylic based. So anything water or liquid, you want to get this guy away as much as possible to avoid damage and paint chips or paint rubs, right? But you know, you want to just get your action figure out of the water, and then we're going to dry them off very quickly and then put this guy on. So okay, so I think my water is pretty much ready to go. It is heated, so we will go ahead and pour it in my heat safe or hot water safe container. And if you're asking, do I need an electric kettle? The answer is no. You can pretty much just use a cup, like a mug, and then put it in your microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes, and it'll have the same, or should have the same effect. So we just dunk our action figures in there, leave them in there for a couple of minutes or so. And I get a lot of questions whenever I do these. They always ask, well, how long do I typically leave them in there? And as mentioned before, I used to only do about 45 seconds to a minute, but I found out that that usually isn't enough. But depending on the part that you're trying to remove, you may only need 35 to 45 or up to a minute long. But sometimes when I'm trying to remove the neck, which I'll show you guys here in a minute, I think it's very important to wait until you feel the plastic gets really soft. And you really feel the difference when it has become soft and it's ready to remove, because the plastic on the action figure itself will become almost like a rubbery feel, like almost like a soft eraser. Yeah, and that's when you want to start removing your pieces from the body. So we'll wait about another 30 seconds here and let it boil some more, let it heat up some more, and then we'll start removing the parts. Okay, starting with Firefly, and this gets very hot, so be very careful. I'll start with the head, and as you can see there, that popped off fairly easily. And then I'm going to do the same thing with his neck, and that just popped right off easily. I didn't even need the pliers for that. That was fairly easy. And then the arms. So for this build, we're going to remove his arms, his torso, or I'm sorry, his legs. Now I want to leave the arms in there to keep them soft, and the legs just pops off just like so as well. And again, we're going to leave the arms and the legs into the hot water to keep them soft as much as possible. And then we want to dry the torso as much as possible to keep water away before we put on the harness. So we'll take the harness, it's pretty dry, and the way we're going to do this is from the top of the harness, you're just going to want to split up the straps a little bit from the top, and from the bottom of the torso, you're going to slide it right through in between. Should just slide right through. And there you go. It just goes right in just like that. I'm sorry if you guys can't see that very well because of my camera. And then right away we want to take the arms, give it a quick dry on the paper towel. And because the pegs of the arms are still soft, because they're still in the hot water, it should drive right into the holes fairly easily, as I've done there. So hope you guys saw that. Very easy to do. Just be careful with your fingers because they get hot. Really, that's the only danger that I can see, or the only hard part. Oh man, that's hot. Whew. All right. So yeah, and then the legs should just go right on there. Very easy to do. No problem at all. And it's already coming together, as you can see here, right? So the last thing to do is get Shipwreck, and we are going to take his head. And there's a piece of dirt there. I don't know how it got there. And then again, his neck should just come right off, fairly easy. Put him to the side, dry off his neck a little bit, put it right into the peg. It's still soft because we just yanked it out of the hot water, so no problem going into the peg whatsoever. And then the head just goes right on there. So yeah, it's already looking really good. If you wanted to leave him like this with his hair on, that's completely up to you. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and then we're going to put his beanie, the tactical beanie that we have. Just dry that off some more. Take the beanie. Should just slide right over his head. So in our store we have a couple sizes of these, and the smallest one is the one meant for Shipwreck without the hair, and it'll even fit Duke's head as is right now, the old Duke. So that's a perfect fit. And it looks going to be just like that. And I'm sorry if you can't see that in the camera, but I will be posting some pictures up here for you guys to see. That way you guys can see in detail how that looks. And yeah, looks pretty good already. I'm going to let him cool off just for a few minutes. That way I get some stability back into the plastic and I get some posability out of him. Not that I'm going to pose him with anything like that, but I just find it a little bit easier when he's not so sloppy on the legs and the arms. So give me a few minutes, and then I'll let it cool off until the plastic gets back to its original shape. So I'll be back. Okay, so he has pretty much cooled off a little bit here, and the plastic is going back to its normal friction or normal state, I guess you can say. The next thing you want to do is put on the sidearm and holster, which will go on his right leg, just like so. And then the knife sheath, which will go on his left, just like so. And then for these, you don't have to wait until you dunk them in the hot water. You can just do it whenever, because these are meant to go on there while it's cold. The harness is the one that you mainly want to heat everything up and then put it on. And then last but not least, of course, you want to put the rifle in his hand. And I really like how this turned out. Navy Special Ops, Covert Ops Shipwreck. I've always wanted to do this, and I've done a lot of kit bashing in the past for my own personal use, and this is how I've always done it. And now that we have custom accessories available, we can even be more creative, right? So yeah, I really like how that played out. Everything kind of matches his color scheme, the black and gray, down to the rifle and to the harness and even the beanie. So yeah, he looks pretty slick. He's ready to go fight some bad guys for sure. So yeah, recipe, the complete recipe list is down in the description down below. So make sure you guys go check that out. And again, the only custom here that is pretty much not available anywhere else is our tactical harness. Will be available in our Etsy store and eBay store starting Friday, or even after this video sometime today. Also our beanie, and then our tactical assault rifle, which again is a custom variant of the HMK 416. So yeah, this is Covert Ops, Navy Special Ops Shipwreck. Hope you guys enjoyed this build. I really enjoy this, and I think I'm going to start making more videos like this. I want to start creating more and more custom figures out of kit bashing. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your continued support. We really do appreciate it. And hit us a line, you know. If you guys have comments or concerns, make sure you guys comment and ask it in the comments down below. I always try to answer them as much as I can when I can, or shoot us an email, info@miniarmsdepot.com, right? But that's all I got for now. Thank you so much again for being here, and until next time, take care and God bless.